Chug, 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 chug. Oh my God, the one's finished before the other. He definitely just as left.
Finishing up here for Crazy Lobster.
John, what's up, homegrown? It's yours truly, Josh Todd from...
Hey guys, Tom Bergeron coming to you from my backyard. Let me get into my character here. Hello there, shipheads. It's your old pal Tom. Speaking of old pals, I just wanted to drop in and say hi to my friends John and York. Hope you guys are doing well. Anyways, enjoy the ship show, Coop. Much like my shows, it will be epic. Then I'm supposed to make a chicken sound. That's a step too far. All the best, you guys. Take care. Stay safe.
Uploading.
System 1 loaded.
Self-destruct sequence activated.
I smell a smelly smeller that smells smelly.
Good friends. We're just good friends. Look at those peeps. That's a nice dollop of coop soup. Bootis. Live battle nets. Oh, look at the girls. Golden cock winners indeed. just look at it. Okay, don't look at that. The Bowinskis and Mr. Snow. Oh, we got the words in the house. Oh, Michael Gosh. The Brandhorsts. The Landons, the Combs. The Plaques. Oh, it's the gang. Timothy Walters in the place. Daniel Fields all up in it at the Rumor Show. I took that picture. SASC travel. Monroe. Jason. Flam Pam. The Cray Crays in the place. Oh, there's my boy. Chef Tyrone. Oh, what a night that was. Indeed. Hey, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Hey! Stop. There's my girl, Sarah. Adventure of the Seas. No, it wasn't. That wasn't Adventure of the Seas. What am I thinking? Cigars Under the Stars. And Boogers. Boonta getting some love. The gang's all here. Can you guys even hear me? I bet you guys can't even hear me. Oh, good. Kathy L can hear you. Hey, Luna, stop.
When you play the Game of Thrones, you either win or you die. But when you watch the ship show, you laugh till you cry.
Still doing Cena, Wittenberg, and Hannes, that's the Critical Wigs! The Ship Show! Oh, yeah. Well, hey there, folks. It's the Rooster coming at you live and direct from Ship Show Studios with none other than the Bum.
Good to be back.
My right. But I don't know how y'all see it. But either way, Larry is here. The Rooster's here. We had a few connectivity issues. Larry was connected to his printer instead of his camera, but that's another thing. We'll talk about that some other time. How you doing, Larry?
I'm doing pretty good. It's good to be back. You know, you had your big golf outing 2 weeks ago, then you had the neighbor extravaganza last week. So
yeah, so
things happen.
True story. Last week we were ready, primed, and all ready to go for the show. And about 2.5 hours before showtime, I got a message from Mrs. Ragsdale, Lisa, our good buddy and neighbor. Even though they're mutually exclusive or they're not mutually exclusive, he's my friend and neighbor. And he's Larry's friend, not neighbor. But he always introduces me as his neighbor. Mr. Ragsdale landed a new job, a big deal. huge thing. And she wanted to she was taking him out to dinner that night, and she wanted some of his closest friends and neighbors to show up to surprise him for the event. And I said, you know what? That's important. It may have ruined a couple people's week, and I apologize for that. But it was something worth celebrating.
Well, how was it?
It was great. York was surprised to see us there. Larry, believe it or not, was on the range before, and I told Lisa I'll meet you there, because I'll be at the range. Since I knew I wasn't gonna do the show, I grabbed my clubs, went to the range about an hour before dinner, and hit some balls, and I was literally 80 yards, a good 60-degree wedge from where they were sitting, and I was wearing obnoxious clothes, and York still didn't recognize me. And then I went inside, changed, gave myself a little Irish shower in the locker room, put on some Clubman, and it was a great dinner. And yes, absolutely, without a doubt, congrats to Mr. Doodles.
Yeah, good. Congratulations to him. Yes, that's a major happening, and glad you guys got out. And what happens on Wednesday nights at your club? Just so happens. What's the theme?
Wednesday night at the club?
I thought you said it was bourbon and cigars.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So Lisa messaged me, and she's like, yeah, we're going to dinner. I'm like, did you know that tonight is bourbon and cigar night at the club? And she's like, you guys were already going, weren't you?
You should have been.
I'm like, no,
should have been.
I didn't bring it up because I was going to do the show. So, but we actually, Larry, by the time we got done eating, the bourbon and cigar thing was over.
They don't let you do that inside, do they?
No, but they have that patio area outside. Yeah. There's a big fire pit there. I'm going to be honest. It's not impressive. The bourbon selection is good some weeks, bad others, but the cigar selection, it's a bunch of overpriced cigars that I don't like to smoke anyway. You know how I like my cigars, Larry. I'm more of a Lancero kind of. Now, I wouldn't say I like you always get me when they're a bigger ring, they're always good ones, right? These were cigars for people who don't know cigars, but it looks fancy. Gotcha. Cigars.
Right.
An Irish shower. An Irish shower is when you go into the bathroom and you wash your face, which I meant to do before the show, and change my shirt. I was at the range, Larry. And you take a towel and get up under the armpits, and they've got all kinds of stuff in there, like deodorant, spray, and face wash, hand wash. It's an Irish shower. I didn't take a real shower. I just quickly tidied up. So I looked, it's
went with the heavy dose of Axe. Heavy dose of Axe, right?
Well, Clubman.
Well, I use Axe, but yes, I keep that in my locker at the golf course. But Clubman. It has been so ridiculously hot here. I mean, today they just said we set an all-time record for the heat in St. Louis.
I believe that
102, but with that 102, the humidity is just obnoxious. It is so bad.
Rhonda Carney says the girls call it the PTA bath. Now, here's the thing, Larry. Speaking of what you're talking about there, right? So last year I did a big overseed project, right? And I did it the second week of February. And through my research, I found out that I probably started 2 weeks too late with the overseed because I was bluegrass heavy. And that takes about 26 days to germinate. So this year I made a commitment that I was going to do it earlier. Plus we have the baby coming any minute. So I said, okay, I rented all that equipment, which if you're a member of the Ship Show Facebook group, you probably saw it. But I rented a dethatcher and I rented a plugger, a core aerator, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what happened. Kimbo's Cruisin's calling it a Polish shower, and my dad, props to Big Al, says, easy there, Kimbo. Yeah, that's not a Polish shower. That's an Irish shower. I learned that in the Marine Corps. That's what it's called. You can't do that. But anyway, I rented this equipment, right? And I core aerated my yard. And I'm a dummy thinking it had a water receptacle in it. And the guy was like, if you fill it with water, it'll take bigger plugs, right? I'm thinking the water acted as some kind of lubricant. What I found out was that the water was just a weight. So anyway, this silly machine that I had, I fought it the whole time. I'm still sore to this day. And this was on Saturday that I did this. It was so heavy. It kept pulling to the right. It was all jacked up. And I finally got my yard core aerated, but it wasn't taking good sized plugs. But I said, screw it. I split it. I was splitting the cost of the aerator with York and my dentist who lives in the neighborhood. And I was pushing the thing over to York's house and the darn thing threw a chain, Larry. And so that was the end of that.
You quickly took it to his yard, left it in the front yard and said, here you go.
Well, I actually tried to repair the chain and it worked for about 10 minutes, but then it threw it again. So the next morning I had to load the thing up on the trailer, take it back, get a new one, bring it back to York's house. He plugged his lawn. Then I took it to the dentist's house, plugged his lawn, and it's all set. But I never would have guessed. And here's the thing, Larry. My lawn, we had like a week and a half of like really cool temperatures a couple weeks back. My lawn blew up nuclear style, like gorgeous. But it needed aerated, and it needed dethatched, and it needed one last overseed so that come spring I can actually put pre-emergent down without an overseed, right? Anyhow, I was not expecting this super, super duper heat wave that we got.
Oh, it's horrible. I mean, it's like really, really bad.
So
like,
I'm a little nervous about this overseed. It's a little bit too hot for that. Hopefully it cools off a little bit. We'll see, but I've been watering like crazy. I didn't plug the dentist. No, Trevor, but I plugged his lawn. He lives on the water and his lawn is just gorgeous because he can pump his irrigation right through the bayou we live on with no water bill.
Right. That's a huge advantage.
I see Party on the Sea is in the place, but Larry, I've got a couple things I want to touch on. First and foremost, I had an aha moment at the range the other day that has absolutely 100% brought itself to the course. It is insane how well I've been hitting a golf ball lately.
She agrees with you.
The only issue I'm having now because of this aha moment is that I'm hitting my wedges about 30% further than I used to. So my sand wedge, I'm hitting about 95 yards, but that wasn't the case 3 weeks ago. But I digress. That's great. I'm excited. I played yesterday. I shot very well. And if it weren't for the overshot wedges that I had on numerous occasions, I shot an 89 last night.
Very respectable.
I very easily, with the missed wedges and about 4 1-inch misses for birdie, I could have shot, the mid to low 80s, but I don't care. Anyway, so today, Titleist was at the club. And I said, you know what? I'll do a fitting. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, Larry. I've tried a lot of clubs this year. As you know, I'm the demo club king. I sat down with I'm going to order the wedge hoping it doesn't include sand. Yes, I agree. And I got a new sand wedge, Larry. I got the brand new Callaway Opus wedge. It just came out. I do like it. And Larry, I got new grips because I'm such a range rat. I destroy them quickly. This morning, I got my new grips installed. So that's exciting. But Titleist was at the club, and I know you guys are loving this cruise chat, but I gotta share this with Larry. Okay. So I said I'll give Titleist a try. I've tried Ping, I've tried Callaway. I really wanted the AI Smoke driver to be the one I liked because it matched the rest of my clubs, but I just couldn't hit it. So Titleist was there. I hadn't hit them yet. I've hit Ping, Callaway, all different types of Callaway, you name it. But I TaylorMade, but I hadn't hit Titleist yet. So they were there, and it's free if you do it with the rep. I don't have.
Right.
So they put me in a club. It was the GT2 or something like that. It was last year's model, and I had to hit like 20 balls with my regular driver, and they took an average, like a baseline. Yeah, I've tried Cobra before as well. My first fitting this year was with Cobra, Dad. But then I hit last year's model of the TaylorMade, and it was about a 20-yard difference. And the guy was like satisfied. He's like, hey, that's all you can ask for right there. And I'm like, what else you got? He's like, what, you're not happy with that? And I'm like, well, I mean, I've hit enough. Ask Josh. He's the club pro. I'm like, he knows. I've hit enough. I want to know what's out there. What else you got? So then he throws on this other head. I'm not asking him any details about when it came out or what it is. He made a couple adjustments with shafts and stuff. Larry, I know you'll appreciate this. So my average baseline drive carry distance with my current driver was 205 yards with a average total carry or total distance of 229. Okay?
Yep.
With last year's model, I was 217, 240 something. This year's model, average carry in the air, 235. And I was wrong earlier. Total distance, 268. That was the average over 10 drives.
And what would that cost you? How much was that?
I don't know. But I think, here's what I was thinking, Larry, and you could tell me your thoughts on this. The ability on my second shot to hit a wedge instead of a 7-iron,
huge difference,
is something I don't know that I could put a price on.
Yeah.
But who am I kidding? I bought the driver. It wasn't cheap. I'm not going to tell you the price, but I got a good idea. Well, let's just not talk about it. But I bought it.
Okay.
And
Congrats.
I'm excited.
Congrats.
I'm excited.
It's just too hot for me. I golfed on Monday, and the last 2 days, it was just too miserable. I had no desire. None whatsoever. It's just, it's horrible.
Yeah. So, Dad, that's the thing. He asked, "Is it 40 yards off the fairway?" That was the another funny thing that happened though. I hit this year's model, and the first 5 drives they told me to aim over the white flag. First 5 drives, dead nuts over that white flag. No matter what I did, dead nuts over. I'm like, what? Does this thing only go straight? Then my next shot, I kind of, I hit behind the ball. It had a heavy draw to it, but it was less distance. But he goes, "You're the first person I ever heard complain about hitting it straight." I'm like, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying this is insane. If I hit 10 swings with my regular driver, about 60% would go straight, maybe less. Anyhow, I'll get off that subject. I'm just super excited. I played really well. Now, here's the other thing I want to talk about, and this is cruise related. And it might get out, and I don't care. I've mentioned this on numerous occasions about that group, Larry. The group that has their little chat board where they talk smack about cruisers. And they've said horrible, rotten, awful things about very close friends of mine. And I know who the individual is. And I actually called him out. I know this because I looked in Messenger when I blocked him 2 years ago, that I knew what his screen name was in this forum that they're in called Tattle. It used to be called the Gossip Bakery. But anyway. During the course of the week, a buddy of mine called me and said, "Hey, by the way, I don't know if you're aware, this new group that they're in called Tattle, you have to be invited by another member to even contribute to the ridiculous crap talking," right? So I'm not part of it. I don't read it. I don't see it. I don't know. But my friend somehow got in there. They can see it. And they said, "Hey, not sure that you're aware, but in the Tattle group today, they mentioned that they think that there's a troll." Now, that's hilarious. They're calling it a troll within their trolling group that they're trolling privately. But I digress about that. But it's even funnier that the comment was like, "There's a troll in here tattling on us to all the other vloggers." And that's ironic too, because the name of the freaking stinking daggone group that they're in is called Tattle. But they called me out. This dude called me out. He said, "I think there's a troll still in here reporting back to the other vloggers. I think this individual got his claim to fame by using the word bagak. What say you, JK?" This was reported back to me, okay? So my first instinct was to let it roll off my shoulders like a duck. Okay, bad reference, but whatever. Okay. My first instinct was just laugh it off. But then I got to thinking, wait a minute. You called me out. I was minding my own business over here doing a bid for Verizon Wireless. So I went into Facebook and I realized I had blocked this individual 2 years ago, so I couldn't message them. So I had to unblock this individual to message him. And who's hiding ducks? Christopher Brown always comes in with the most well-timed jokes. I priceless. Anyway, I messaged this guy. I said, "It's come to my attention that you called me out in your Tattle group. I hate to disappoint you, but I stopped looking at your ridiculous, hateful comments 2 years ago when I categorized you for what you are. And that is an unhappy, miserable human being who has nothing better to do than to talk smack about people who do something to entertain folks or inform them. And you find joy talking badly about them. But I said, I wanted to let you know you're wrong. I was not the troll. I said I understood the irony of their name, but it was not me, and that the individual should be ashamed of themselves for the way they're behaving. It's just the most immature behavior ever. Right? Now that was that. Right? I got a thumbs up response. It was just a thumbs up icon, and then the individual blocked me. But here's where it gets interesting. The same source who informed me that the person had called me out, and I'm sure there's people in this chat right now who are part of that group. I'm not foolish enough to think otherwise. Probably not a lot, but I'm sure I'm not that dumb. But this individual, apparently, after my message, Larry, went into that group and made a post saying something to the effect of, I realize I've said some terrible things here and they came from a place of anger. I shouldn't have done those things. I'm leaving the Tattle group.
Wow.
Out of all the things that I ever would have imagined happening, that was the last one. However, he did encourage people to continue with the funny things. Apparently, they get laughs out of it. To get a laugh out of saying horrible things about people like that is that's bad enough. It invalidated on some level for me the sincerity of his post. But he did say that he was leaving because he had said some terrible things, and he acknowledged that he had been called out, and said that he would no longer be participating in the hate speech. So you know what? Chalk one up for the ship show, Larry. We did some good.
You turned the individual around.
We did some good.
You turned him around. I don't understand. I wouldn't have time for stuff like that. Life's too short. It's like,
well, part of me thought, Larry, like, he actually had like a moment of clarity where he's like, yeah, I've said some bad stuff. But the other part of me thought, well, he probably considered that since I reached out to him privately, where he reached out to me publicly, that I had never exposed this individual by name. I know the person. Ironically enough, this was the person that had me switch the whole schedule around for the Tampa meetup so he could be there, and then never showed up. Thank God for the Wirtz. They were the ones who showed up. But I never exposed this individual publicly, and there's part of me that thinks that maybe he just didn't want that out there. I would never do that. That's the thing. So if you want to go back to your tattle group and say terrible things about people, and that's where you get your jollies, I guess go ahead. But just know I'm not your mole, and you might find a lot more fun engaging with people in the cruise community without the hidden exposed underbelly that you're really just a piece of ship that does stuff like that. So hopefully that person stays off of it. It's not going to make the hate go away, but I just feel like on some level we did a service for the cruise community this week.
Sounds good.
I
Sounds
mean, you know,
good.
they're still going to be talking smack, and I'm sure anyone who may be part of that group is probably going to report back to them, and then they'll just talk about how crappy we are, Larry. But you know what? Here's to y'all. Have a Mick Ultra and a Old Pepper Rye on me, because I could give a crap. Just, I mean, if you're going to call me out with my initials and all that crap, just, come on.
Wait a minute. Hold that can up again. Hold that can up. What is that?
I'll tell you what happened.
Oh, it looked like you were drinking like I don't know what it was.
It's an Olympic beer can, but I got golf league tomorrow night, so I got to make sure I got cans so I don't stand out when the cart girl comes around with something that they don't sell. See, I got to be smart like that.
So then I used to play a lot more on Friday nights, and Friday night would be my night that I would have a few beers on the course. Other than that, I never would.
Salad.
And that's what I kept. We know all the workers and starters, and the one day the starters like, you won't believe this, but there was like, they said 10 Stag cans all scattered about the course. We haven't sold Stag ever.
Stag?
And with that,
is that a beer?
I reached in my bag and I still have one.
Oh my God. That's so fantastic. Is Stag something similar to like Schaefer or Pabst Blue Ribbon or?
Yeah, it used to be made in Belleville, which is in Illinois, but just across the river from St. Louis. And it had a really big following because it was made right there. But one of those companies, G. Heilman or whatever, they bought them out. And of course, they
Did you say Jihad?
G. Heilman.
Oh.
That was a brewery. And yeah, they closed the brewery, and then it's still kind of popular around here. It's a old style heavy man's beer.
Okay.
Like a Schlitz.
Okay, there we go. What was the other one? Lowenbrow.
It's like the best way I could say is like Schlitz, Pabst Blue Ribbon, Red, White, and Blue.
What about Little Kings? You remember Little Kings?
Oh yeah.
Or Hams. Hams
is hard.
Hams. Tasted like it was brewed through a jock strap. And by the way, Larry, people still drink Stroh's here in Michigan. That's a big beer.
It just, it's just hard. It's hard for breweries to compete in St. Louis, even though Anheuser-Busch is now owned by a foreign company. It's still, the loyalty is still really, really high. But I know what you're talking about. So one day, this was about 4 years ago. I went up on a Sunday, and I was just going to hit range balls, and it was late on Sunday, and somebody had given me a bottle of Crown Apple, and it's like too sweet for me, and so I brought about 3 cans of Diet Coke. Well, the Crown Apple was down to about this much, and so I thought I'm just gonna have a few mixed drinks on the range. Well, all of a sudden I looked over, and like the course was empty. It was just empty. So I decided to tee off on one and play until it got dark. Well, I leave the driving range and I got this empty bottle. So I was like, that's the first tee. I threw in the trash can. It's the same thing. The next morning, they're like, look, some Hoosier brought their own bottle of fifth.
Some Hoosier.
And they were they drank so much that they emptied it before they teed up on number 1.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I was like,
that's the greatest.
I said, oh my God, the gall of people. That you bring a fifth of Crown Apple and you have it. I said, 4 guys. I said, could you imagine even 4 guys drinking that before they teed up? They were looped.
Well,
I said, people are so nervy.
Jimmy said, I know who you're talking about when in reference to the guy that I was mentioning earlier there. And he's a potato salad. He's a piece of shinola. and he's actually quite active within the cruise community and in cruise groups that I've seen that I know, and nobody has a clue who he is. But I can tell you he said horrible, disgusting things about vloggers we all know and love. And it's not just him. I shouldn't even put all the onus on him. That whole community is about hate. But I digress. Let's move on to more cruise talk here, Larry.
I was going to say, the only thing you screwed up there was you didn't hit the Rooster Rant button before you went off on that.
You know, I probably should have.
That's all right.
But kidding. How about now?
So here's the update. How about the update of this? Because
there you go.
Now you need a new one to say Rooster Rant complete.
Well, to be honest, I'm not sure if
is this person going on the Coop cruise?
I highly doubt it. But really, I don't know if it was more of a Rooster Rant or.
Well, maybe it came out.
Deep Thoughts by the Rooster. It was more of a deep thought, but there we go.
There you go, deep thought. So we are at this point 184 days away from Coop Cruise, which is 6 months and just a little bit of change. So
funny you mentioned that because Scott McNeil wants to know if there's a head count.
Okay, so I will say this. When I was putting all my notes together, I was going to reach out to our travel agent, but I know that she is really, really, really busy with their new cruise announcement. They are getting just unbelievable responses to that. And I never really thought about this, but I talked to Jamie yesterday, and he said, Larry, I'm not going to lie, nobody's a bad customer, but there's some that are just, you're the easy customer because you just send the information. I email the information to Sharon. She'll give me a rate, whatever. I pick my room. I say, okay, book this room.
Yeah.
Done. So Jamie said, well, when other people reach out to her, they call. And because she's friends with, literally, I don't know anyone that does not like Sharon. I don't know anybody that doesn't like Jamie either. But he's like, when they next thing you know, she's on the phone 30, 45 minutes talking about you name it, which is nice, but it just makes for her having long days. He said she's been working literally since Saturday, 12 to 14 hours a day. So I'm sorry. I will have it for next week, but I did not want to bother her.
I think it's 100 plus though, right?
The last time we were at 150.
Oh, Jimmy's getting an updated count right now. But I can tell you,
he can get away with that.
I've gotten quite a few cancellations, but with the cancellations that I've gotten, which I expected, a lot of people booked hoping for the best, and it didn't work out. On the tail end of things, people are joining with offers, but I'm trying to message Caitlin. Sorry, she tried to call me, and I didn't want to blow her off because she'll make some personal post on Facebook and make me feel bad because I don't answer her phone call because I don't answer. But I'm glad you brought that up, Larry, because Scott McNeil was asking what's the head count. It's 150 at this point, close to it, right?
Right. Yes. And I will say this. So, about 18 months ago, we took two couples on their very first cruise for one of their birthdays, and I thought they had a great time. They said they had a great time. They signed up for the Coop cruise pretty much right away, and we're very, very excited about it. And I didn't hear anything from them. I didn't hear anything at all for months. And all of a sudden, I was like, ooh, I wonder if they're like, they said yes because it was so far out. And then right when I started thinking that the other day, I get a text and it said, should we be looking to book our airfare?
Oh,
And I
nice.
don't know if so I was like, oh, they're in. So I reached out to them and said, well, here's the issue. At the time, Southwest did not
Yes.
go past like March the 4th. So I said to them, I booked my flight going down, but they haven't released more dates for me to book it coming back.
Oh, I was able to.
Well, they just opened it up.
Yeah.
Just opened it up like 10 days ago.
Like 3
So-
days ago, I did the day it came out. I booked my. I actually did 2 one-ways. I did a one-way to Miami. It was like $119 or 80 or no, $169 to
Wow.
Miami. Yeah, and then the return trip though was like 211.
That's
But
still
it's out of Fort Lauderdale, so I booked it because I didn't want it to change. But Larry, my dad said Stroh's is a mixture of cough medicine and kerosene. I wouldn't agree with that. But Larry, let me ask you something.
But I do have to ask Al. Al, once again, the last time I had you try a beer, you gave it a very distinct definition of what it tastes like. And I said, when's the last time you've drank that? So I need to ask again, when's the last time you drank kerosene?
Well, good question. But
It's
I
like-
do have to.
It's a man's beer.
And I
Wait.
can't help but notice, is Lindy Lou here, or is she mad because I got when I said we were not doing the live stream last week? She said it ruined her week, and I got upset about it because I'm like, I'm trying to celebrate a friend here. I'm not trying to ruin anyone's week. I might have been a little too sensitive there, but hopefully I didn't hurt her feelings because I love me some Lindy Lou. But I want to know, Larry, do you recognize this? Call out the beer if you catch it before I get to it. Here's to good friends.
That's low.
Tonight is kind of special. The beer we pour. Okay, good. You got it. I figured Big Al would appreciate that because you can't name a commercial from the 80s that I don't know.
I don't think they make that stuff anymore.
No, they certainly do. It's at all
Wow.
the stores around here, but
Wow.
I ain't drinking it. I'll tell you that.
I do know Stroh's is famous because they say it's fire brewed.
Well, you know what, Larry? People
I don't know
try
what
to
that
tell
means,
you.
fire brewed. It's like,
Yeah, it's a gimmick. But people
just
try
like
to tell
Miller
you.
Genuine Draft is cold filtered. What does that mean? Cold filtered versus just filtered. What is the difference?
Well, it's science, Larry. But for real,
Budweiser's Beechwood aged.
This whole situation with the beers is just ridiculous. It's like when people tell you, "Oh, Pabst Blue Ribbon, it's so good." No. It tastes
Oh, I
like
do
it
like
was
that. I
filtered
do.
through a freaking colander full of popcorn that had been sitting out after the movie 7 days before, and then fermented a little bit longer in the heat, and then dripped through a coffee filter with
I want you
cream
to do
corn.
one thing. Get a 6-pack. Buy a 6-pack of Pabst Blue Ribbon. Put it in your fridge, and then a day that you're going to be working in the yard or golfing on a hot day, then stick it in a bucket of ice. When you get super thirsty, pop open that Pabst Blue Ribbon and tell me it doesn't taste great.
Okay, but I can do that with a
Give it-
Coors Light without all the hubbub.
Yeah. On that note, I just heard poor Bud Light, they slipped from 1 to 2. Now they're number 3. Bud Light is number 3.
Who's number 1?
Modelo.
See, I don't like that. I don't like
Modelo's-
that beer. It's not that good. I don't understand the fascination with it. What's
I'll
number
tell you
2?
this. Go to a Chicago Bulls game. Yeah, like I was in Chicago, went to a Bulls game, and Modelo was everywhere.
What's
everywhere.
number 2?
Michelob Ultra.
Kimbo's Cruising is angry that they charged for popcorn at the theater. Wait, what was number 2?
Ultra. Michelob Ultra.
Okay.
Bud
Jamie,
Light is now number 3.
updated count, 68 total cabins. Few are singles. And then there's a lot of I don't think the 68 total cabins includes the casino offers, and if it does, then
I don't. Yeah.
then a lot's changed. I'll tell you that. But I did get a couple messages this week of people saying they couldn't make it.
Yeah, because I thought we were up to about 80, and that's when Jamie said some are singles.
Oh, so a
some
lot of
are
people have
casino
canceled.
deals.
But we expected it. We expected it. This is the Coop Cruise. If you're not Coop, you probably won't be there. And if you're going to be there, you're probably Coop.
So let's just say that double occupancy, that's 136. Let's say there's 10 singles, so we still are at like 126. That's a big number. That's a big group.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a big group.
I expect
I've been on a lot of group cruises, and I don't remember any of them being nearly this big.
Well, here's the thing, Larry. I feel like a lot of people, and this is understandable, booked the cruise because it was affordable at the time in relation to what it was, which is an ABC cruise, right? Which is always more expensive. But with the current state of airfare and hotels, like that's a deal breaker for some. Totally understand. With that in mind, though, there has to be. I got to figure out a way to change the Facebook group, because as it stands, there's 120 people in the Coop Cruise Facebook group. So, but anyway. Larry, the other thing I wanted to talk about when it comes to the Coop Cruise, and you and I talked about this prior to the show going live. We have actually, hold on. I think I have something I can play right here. Ready?
I'm ready.
All set.
Larry?
Whoa, look, where did that come from?
Oh, I've had that forever.
Oh,
but isn't that amazing? Yeah. All right, I'm kidding. Larry, huge announcement. Oh, no. Did Crazy Cat Trap... The question is, will the Claycos be on the Europe cruise with SAST? Okay. But did we see... Wait. Don't you dare tell me Crazy Cat Traveler's not coming. You cannot tell me that. Because somebody put the crying emoji... Oh, no. Linda Land. Wait. Not Crazy Cat... Linda Land, what's going on? Linda Land, you're a Golden Cock winner. What is going on here? Larry, did Linda Land say she can't make it?
I'm
No,
looking,
she says I have my hotel and flights booked. Oh, for
there
New
we go.
Year's Eve and
There
the
we go.
Coop Cruise.
There
Okay,
we go.
I don't know what happened. What happened to Linda Land? Why are we sad? What's going on?
Maybe because she thinks you're not going to Europe.
No, Larry, I can tell you this, and we'll talk about that in a moment. All right, yes, Linda Land's going to be there. She's got to be there. But Kelly, that's something she really wants to do. It's just with all of the St. John, Bromania, Coop Cruise conversations that have been going on, me bringing up a European cruise in 2026 is just not something that we need to discuss at the moment. But yes, I feel like that might be a cruise that we will be on. Although, I feel like that could have been a perfect ship show Sharon at Sea collab. I'm only talking smack, Jimmy, because as hard as we've tried to schedule another one, it just doesn't happen. We're like, hey, when's the next Sharon at Sea ship show extravaganza? We get lots of group cruises, but no Sharon at Sea ship show extravaganza. When's the next ship show Sharon at Sea extravaganza?
Have to get our calendars out.
I'm not booking nothing till we book Sharon at Sea ship. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally playing. But Larry, big announcement.
Yes. I'm ready.
Between myself and our IT department, and trust me, no help from our law firm. But Paul Atta hasn't been involved in the live stream for freaking 2 years, believe it or not. Nobody realizes that just because he sends a video from time to time introducing us. Most of the time, he's working side deals with other YouTube channels to try and get them to use our name. I heard the other day he was trying to get the naming rights to Ship Show Island to Always Be Booked Island. That's what I heard.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. Tommy, you know I love you. I had to come up with something. But Paul Atta ain't helping here. So between myself and our IT department, it's a crack team over there. Arnold Kump and pretty much Arnold Kump and myself, we have, in fact, developed a standalone app that will be excuse me, an app that will be downloadable from either the iTunes App Store or the Android, whatever you call it, what do you call it on Android? But whatever.
I don't know.
It'll be available for iPhone and Android, a standalone app for the Coop Cruise that will include functionality for chat, the calendar of events, all kinds of other things, ship maps, location maps, easily accessible, and all of this information, except for the chat functionality, will be available whether you have the internet package or not. So we're working on that as we speak. The app is online for those that we've shared it with, and it will be published to the appropriate John, you need to redact all of that immediately. I don't know. What should I redact? What is Trevor telling me I should redact? Larry, are you frozen?
No, I'm here.
What is Trevor telling me I should redact?
I don't know. He'll have to expand on that. I don't know.
Arnold says it right. It's currently in beta testing. We've got some cool features in there. Oh, your slander about Paul Atta. Yeah, Paul Atta. Yeah, Paul Atta. Suck it! I heard about your side deals with other YouTube channels to sell the naming rights to my island. But anyway, I digress. Chat features within the app. You can actually create chat groups within the app to talk to certain people. You can check into events. The events are listed. They're sortable. They're filterable by day. It's a one of a kind thing, Larry.
Sounds very cool. I'm ready.
The ship show is on the cutting edge of today's technology. And let me tell you something, Larry.
Yeah.
I used Chat GPT, an AI, to help me write the code for the calendar of events.
Whatever all that means.
Well, it's an AI interface. I could not figure out how to get the calendar of events to show a thumbnail of the actual event. Like, I mean, come on. Rita's with Rita. When you scroll to the calendar page for the day of the week that you're on, you want to see the picture of Rita's with Rita as part of the information for that day's activity. So I got ChatGPT to write me the code. I'm still working on that, but it's going to be pretty cool.
I think so. It sounds great.
I mean, the Carnival app goes in and out. I get it. And if you don't have the internet package, the chat feature won't be available to you. However, the schedule of events, the times, the locations, the ship map, all of that will be available to you, as well as a link, a page that allows you to upload photos that will go to my server here in Michigan. You take a photo, you share it in the app. I'll have a copy of it, so you know that it's documented forevermore. So we got some cool stuff going with that. The shirts will come. But I haven't found the one that's spoken to me yet. Larry, you've seen the shirts I've come up with. Have any of them tickled your fancy or what?
Well, here's the thing. You've come up with about 30, and I'm not exaggerating.
I'm talking
30.
I'm talking Coop Cruise specific.
That's what I'm talking.
Yeah, only like 5.
Oh, I don't know about that. You'll throw out, how about this one? How about this one? How about this one? I still like the one that's like a bowling shirt. That's still my favorite.
Me too. That's the one I like. And I think what I'm going to do, Larry, and tell me what you think about this, rather than worry about everybody's turtleneck, onesie, and V-neck requests, I think I'm going to make either a golf type shirt like we're both wearing right now because it's easy and I know the quality is good, or a button-up shirt, which I'm not so sure of, but in the style of the bowling shirt that you mentioned. Party on the Sea says, Coop Cruise app, that sounds awesome. I'm not surprised about all this high-techiness. Yes. Cigars, guitars under the stars. Tony Jackson, don't even worry about that because we've been talking about some things with that too. But Larry brought up something to me the other day. We were talking about topics for this week's show, and he's got a pretty good one, I think. You wanna fill him in?
Which one is it? Which one are we talking about?
The one you wanted to talk about.
Well, it's I'm not quite. I did further research and I'm not quite sold yet. There's everything with this port has a little bit of a different twist to it.
Well, tell them what you have in mind.
Like, well, we talked about trying to get an all-inclusive at Curacao.
Mm-hmm.
Curacao, if you haven't been there before, it's a really cool city. Its beaches are not the absolute greatest. And of course, Aruba.
Yes, we do, Linda Land.
And Bonaire, they're known for their beaches. So I was looking at all-inclusives, and the one that I found, the reviews were not the greatest, but it's pretty close to the port. And so then I started investigating more. And the trend in Curacao is you pay a fee, but it's not all-inclusive. So you might pay $70 and you get $50 worth of food and beverage. So I don't know. I'm trying to find out more information about it, but that's what I'm working on. Well, I think people are just used to going to Paradise Beach, Mr. Sancho's, wherever, and Nachi Carlgrim, and you pay one fee and sky's the limit, infinity and beyond.
Well, one thing also, Larry, I forgot to mention, in that app for the Coop Cruise,
yep,
there's a little applet that you can go to. There's a menu. There's a whole menu of things you can choose from, like a photo montage that's in real time as people upload photos. You can see them and stuff. But there's a little applet you can choose that, as long as you have your booking ID, you can click a button in that applet that resets your drink count regardless of where you're at throughout the day. So let's say you're at like 14, right? And you're like, whoa, I just came out of the theater. It's only 10:30. I could use a couple more. You can go to that section of the app. You click the applet. You hit reset -2, and it takes you down to 12 drinks. And so when you scan your card, the bartenders see you're at 12. So fun stuff happening. And that's all bullshit. I made that all up.
Yeah. I wasn't biting down on that hook. No.
We'll find
So-
something, Larry, because I
Oh, I
really
will, but
do think that's
But
the
the
port
thing,
for it.
so what you have to remember is, you look at a place like Cozumel, they're getting probably 30 to 35 ships a week.
Yeah.
And so these places, they do really well because they just have thousands and thousands of people there, literally almost every day, where Curacao just doesn't get as many. So there was a Marriott that literally from their pool you saw the ship. It's that close to the port.
Yep, I've seen that.
But that was part of the deal. You paid $70 to get in, and you got $50 worth of food and beverage.
But I wonder if we
credit.
called them, if we could maybe work out a group thing. But
Maybe.
we got time for that. Jimmy said you might need to shut down the photo part of that app after 10 p.m. because what happens on the Coop Cruise, I get it.
That's when the party just starts, 10 o'clock. Come on. No, you can't. No. No. I'd say it'd probably be more like before 10 o'clock in the morning.
How about
one's-
Wendy
no one's looking at
Johnstone
it
with the damn the pheasants or whatever they were, the something foul hanging out on her fence, causing her dog all kinds of agita. Like the lifestyle that they're leading over there. Maybe we could do something with the app for that, Larry, and like point the satellites to shoot a laser at these people's guinea fowl and shoot them right off of the Johnstone's fence.
They do come up with some interesting things going around their household. I'll tell you that.
Wait, what is Jimmy talking about? We don't want another Vegas photo incident. What happened in Vegas? What happened?
Was it him or was it the two of you? I'm trying to think of what photos he's referring to.
I'm confused now.
Yeah.
I'm confused. But yeah, no, we'll figure something out with that, Larry. The other thing that we were going to mention in the weeks forward with the ship show, we're going to talk about different events that we're doing, right? Everybody knows about Rita's with Rita, and we'll discuss that at length on another episode. Nautical Nurse Nancy will be hosting that, and it'll be followed up shortly thereafter with bourbons with someone to be named later. It'll be a whole evening event, and then followed up with Cigars Under the Stars. But one of the things I wanted to talk about that we confirmed just this week is something that I know I would enjoy, and I think Larry would enjoy it too, because we're both kind of early birds, wouldn't you say?
Yep.
One of the events that will be happening on a daily basis, starting on the first sea day, is Morning Joe with Larry Thomas. If you don't know who Larry Thomas is, he's got to be one of the most interesting. Him and Elaine, they cruise their faces off. They have so much cruise information. They are a resource to the cruise community. So if you're a morning person like me and you're interested, every morning 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. on the Lido, or
and you're
unless Larry
forgetting
determines a better location.
they're two of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
Absolutely.
Just unbelievably, just so nice. We did the Icon cruise, and I can't remember exactly. It might have been Mary Barkley, but there were people that got a get together the night before, and it was like in Cuba Town Miami. Very nice place, a Mexican place. And they happened to be going on a cruise the next day too, but they were going out of Fort Lauderdale. And they came all the way down from where they were staying
Vegemite
just to
tasting.
see everybody down in Miami.
Did you call that Cuba Town?
I think I can't remember what they
Little
called
Havana.
it. Yeah. Little Havana. There we go.
Tess
Same
Almond
thing.
was quick to point that out.
Same
no,
thing.
it was Rhonda Carney. Sorry. But imagine, Larry, a Cuban cigar goes great with some coffee. But whether you're having a cigar or not, to wake up in the morning, one of Larry Thomas's traditions is to have his morning coffee. And he usually takes a picture of his coffee cup and sometimes with a rubber chicken. But that's a great thing for those two to do. He confirmed he was in for it, and I can tell you I will be there. To just chill, have some coffee. It'll be relaxed. It'll be early. Ask cruise questions. He can tell you all the stuff he knows. I mean,
he can tell
knows
you
stuff.
Here's the thing. He can tell you destinations. He can tell you ports. He can tell you ships. He can tell you the benefits of the different levels you become on the different cruise lines. He is just such a great source of knowledge with cruising. And he's just a super nice man. So is she, super nice lady. They're just really, really cool people to hang out with. So I think it's a great event for people to get up in the morning, like to stretch your legs early, have a coffee or two. Yep. And maybe we'll even find a spot on the Lido deck that right in the area, you'll be able to have a morning cigar. How about that? No better way to start your morning than with coffee and a cigar.
We got a super chat, Larry, and
I see that
from Miss Linda Land.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that. Caitlin's giving me the silent treatment.
Tell her to call back.
Yeah.
Just say you caught me at a bad moment. I had her dash to the sandbox and couldn't answer.
Well, thank you for the super chat.
Oh, would you look
very nice.
at
Thank
that?
You.
Yeah, well. Would you look at that?
Yeah,
Thank you so much for that super chat. Thank you for supporting what some people in the Tattle group would say is complete and total garbage. But much love to Linda Land. Can't wait to see Linda, the original Golden Cock winner with Marty Bacardi. They were peer runners, but not by their own design. The excursion that they were on kind of put them in a lurch, but they made it back and everything was good. So, Larry, you were mentioning like, I really like, I don't want to turn it into the Coop Cruise discussion live stream. So we'll get off that topic. But I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and I'm curious, have you heard that like Princess is about to have a new ship here in the US?
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's one of their newer ships. It's making its voyage over. I think I'm right on this. I'm probably wrong.
I just know these cruise lines, they just keep making one announcement after another. So the Icon class, Royal has already, they just put it in order for the fourth one. They haven't even come up with a name for the third one yet. But
It's called the Douche Canoe of the Sea.
they're
come
putting
on.
in another Icon class.
Star
So
Princess,
4.
says Trevor.
Star
Sun Princess, says Will G. So we don't know.
One of them, I think that's the one the Sharon at Sea Travel's going on. They have a princess coming up. I think that's it. Jamie, you still out there? Are you cruising on that one? I think that's the one they're going on, like in October. But it's unreal. The announcements of cruising.
Jamie says I heard about the Sun Princess ship. Oh, always be booked is here. Tommy Casaboni,
Hello.
as some might call him. Tuna Casarola. But my boy, Tommy Casabona, is in the house. Always be booked podcast. It's not just a podcast anymore. Tony. See, now I'm doing York stuff. I called him Tony. Tommy is putting out vlogs now, and the dude's got chops. The man's got chops. Check him out. Always be booked. Cruise and travel.
Yes, I saw.
He's got some good ship tours. He's got some good information. And you know, Tommy, he has a spectacular delivery.
When I'm telling you, if I've got a long drive, I put on his podcast, and when he does it solo, I don't know how he just goes from one topic to the next, very smooth, and he's got a great sounding voice on the radio. But it's like unreal how he can just keep going and transition from one topic to the next.
Listen, I went on his group cruise. It was probably 12:30 a.m. We had just spent 4 hours in the club drinking heavily. And we were on Allure of the Seas, and we stopped by the Promenade Cafe there, right? Picked up a few finger foods, and we're all just talking. And then all of a sudden, Tommy pulls out his phone. One take, records like a 50-minute podcast right there. Just engaging, informational, all of it.
I would have to have like detailed notes and like a detailed
I couldn't do it.
Outline to like go from, otherwise I would just start rambling and just go on all kinds
well,
of.
you know me, I have a tendency to say things that probably need to be deleted and edited. So I would never even try. But Tommy's really doing some cool stuff over there. Always be booked, and dadgummit, I'm glad. And he's got some editing chops for real. So check him out. He's got good vlogs coming out on the reg and the podcast, the Patreon, all of
They're
it.
they're very entertaining. They're very good. I'd highly recommend checking it out. Yes. So
There's
we're coming
one other
up.
thing I wanted to bring up.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to do it right here on the live stream so I don't have to do it in person. Larry!
Yeah, I'm here.
What's the deal with the Airbnb? It's your favorite thing for Bromania, and now you won't answer our questions. I want to know.
I did answer. I said I'd be up for it post-cruise.
What's the deal? Like, you can't come pre, or do you have a prior engagement?
What does it matter if the Airbnb is pre or post?
It really, well, I feel, okay, I can answer that. I feel like the pre-Airbnb is kind of like our ramp up to the deal. Like, there's nothing better than waking up on cruise day, let's have a rooster, but I do see what you're saying.
How about when you have the depression of the cruise being over, but then it's overwhelmed by the thought of being able to stay extra and just relax and chill?
No, okay. I can get behind that if that's what your logic is there. But I just know that
you don't know until you try it.
I'm all for trying it.
See what I'm saying?
But
think about it. Think about it.
We ask and you don't answer. You go away. You disappear.
Well, first of all, let me just state this. Sometimes I feel like I'm on a group. I'm on a Facebook group with teenage girls. Where
I can agree with that.
30, I get 30 dings in 1 minute.
Oh, trust me. I can't tell you how many times I'm working on like a bid and like a notification comes up on my computer that blocks where I'm trying to type because somebody's like, haha, that's funny. Yeah.
No, it, like one person make a comment, but then there's 20 giggles and comments after that.
Yes.
It's like, so You know, I am busy at times. I do have things going on, you know. So when Jamie calls, or he'll text me first and he'll say, "Are you golfing yet? Are you
That's
on
what
your
he
way to
says to me
practice?"
too. You're at the range.
His best will be, are you done with practice? I'm like, yeah, I'm driving home in my car. So
What time do you get done with practice on a normal evening?
Okay, so since I have older kids now, we do our own laundry too. So we have professional workout before or after practice, and then I stay and do their laundry right now. So like last night, I didn't get out of the rink till like 10:30,
So
and I
you have
didn't even
to.
do all the laundry.
What do you do while the laundry is happening? Just
So if we do have a practice, then a workout. So I throw all the laundry in while we're doing the workout.
okay, got you.
If the workout is first and then a practice, if I'm not that tired or it's not that late, then so I do the jerseys, the towels. Most of the kids shower before they go home, and so we're trying to teach them responsibility and try to get them
No,
to
that's
do
good.
this also. But so right now it's early in the year, and so anyway. Last
Trevor
night
says he's the teenage girl in the Bromania chat. I think I can get behind that.
Yeah, I'm not going to comment. It's like there's times it's the same thing. It's like I have to turn my phone off, especially if I'm golfing. It's like my friends be like, "Turn your damn phone off." What are all those notifications? You there became like, "Who is texting you?" Melissa will even say that. Who is texting you? One night we were at the movies. She's like, "Turn your phone off." Who is texting you? I said, "I don't even have to look." She's like, "You just got 10 texts in like 2 minutes." I said, "It's going to be Bromania. Trust me." So anyway, I leave tomorrow for Nashville, Tennessee.
What's going on in Nashville?
We're in a hockey tournament there.
You're what? Oh,
Yep.
when are
We
you
try to
coming
get
back to Grand Rapids?
Maybe I have had our schedule's been kind of moving around and goofy, and I might have some time open. But when I get back from Nashville, then I pretty much have to hightail it down to Miami, Florida.
Good night, Will G. What's happening in Miami, Florida, Larry?
I get on the Carnival Magic.
Can you believe it? Do you believe it?
Believe what? What am I believing? What?
Do you believe in magic?
Yeah.
Sorry, bad joke.
I'll tell you in not too long. March the 8th to 15th. Yep. So yeah, so I got quite a bit going on the next 3 weeks. I typically do it. We do a tournament, but I saw this one that was even earlier over Labor Day, and I was like, you know what? Kids don't miss as much school. They don't miss school. Parents have Monday off. So I chose this one in Nashville. I'm just hoping it's not even hotter down there. But we're gonna be able to squeeze some golf in.
Where are you staying in Nashville?
Pretty close to the Gaylord. But so when you play in these tournaments, the way they make a lot of their money, you have to stay in their hotel. So they'll make deals with hotels, and they probably make 40, $50.
Have you been to the Gaylord?
Yes.
That's awesome down there.
Massive.
Yeah.
Massive. I just told this story. I worked a convention there, and where their convention center was to walk to my room was 20 minutes. Was 20 minutes all inside. That's how massive that place is. So there's that great big mall there. I think it's actually called the Gaylord Osprey Outlet Mall. But we're really close to that. So it's a great neighborhood. So yep, I leave tomorrow, get back on Monday, and then I leave again on Saturday and get on the Magic a week from this Sunday. 14 maybe the one. It's everything becomes a blur, but I do go to Nashville tomorrow. I just hope the weather is not this brutal. But it's always a fun town. I don't know if you've been to Nashville much, but
I've been a few times.
Once we're there, I mean, my assistant coach, he's a big golfer too. So
do you like country music?
No.
But do you
No.
like live bands?
Yes, I very much.
Because on
So-
Broadway, there is
Oh,
not a bar
yeah.
you can walk into that they're not playing stellar music.
Oh, yes. Like, no, you'll go there, and some of those places will have 3 floors, and there's a different band playing on each floor.
And by the way, in case you're interested, Larry, as a matter of fact, I shouldn't even say in case you're interested. I need you to do a reconnaissance mission for the ship show. My sister's husband that you golfed with
Yes.
in Louisville,
Yes.
his bar is now open on Broadway.
And
It's
what's it
called
called?
JBJ, John Bon Jovi. He's the group that he's with is partnered. That's all I'm going to say. Their bar is open for business. It's
I'll find
3
it.
decks. It's dead nuts on the strip in Broadway. You got to check it out. Let me know how it is.
I will.
Please go live or at least send a video from within the premises
Okay.
so that I can see what's doing over there.
I like just walking up and down and just kind of ducking in. The thing about it is, if you go there on a Friday or Saturday night, these places are so packed. I mean, just jam packed, but they're a lot of fun.
Well, if you do nothing else, go to JBJ's.
I will go there. I will stop in. I definitely will.
Yep.
I've been to so many. Last time we had a lot of families, and so we went to Kid Rock's because it's more of a restaurant. And it was
That's
fun.
a good. Yeah, the food's good there. Yeah.
So anyway, that's where I'm headed to. It'll be a little bit of a long weekend, Wednesday to Monday, but looking forward to it. My team's off to a great start. I got a great group of kids, and it should be a lot of fun.
Well, the only other update I have to give before we sign off is that my beloved daughter, Caitlin Hannah Klaykowski, is going to be due here in a couple weeks. But this weekend is her birthday weekend, and we're going to head back to Ohio to hang out with her. I've been texting her, trying to get her to call me back, but she's not responding, which makes me nervous a little bit, actually. But
yeah, hopefully when she called, she wasn't telling you we're on our way to the hospital.
well, yeah, that'd be way early, but someone could have sent me a text, and I don't have a text. But she called in the middle of my rant. I tried to answer at the tail end, but she was gone. But I'm gonna be a grandpa, y'all.
That's unreal.
Kevin
What's her due
Count
date?
says happy birthday.
What's her due date?
Actually, I think it's the 28th. Is Garrett still here?
The 28th of September.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
About a month away.
We're
You're right at
about
a month away.
Yeah. Let's see if Garrett's still here. Garrett's not here. Nope.
I think Big Al checked out too.
Yeah,
Big Al's got a big golf. He's got a big golf match tomorrow, I'm sure.
Yeah, listen, yesterday Big Al shot a 77, and the day before that he shot a 78. And I'm over here celebrating an 89 last night. But things are happening, Larry. Things are happening. I'm guessing, and you can hold me to this, I'm guessing by the end of the season, I will go from 15 to sub 12. And also, let me just say this, Larry, tomorrow, myself and my league partner start week 1 of our golf league championship. We are first place, 2 weeks of the championship, and tomorrow is week 1.
All right. You're
I
gonna
see
use it.
Larry. I see a group or a name in the chat. It's called Controversial Cruising. Hello to you.
Hello. I don't know who that is.
I like the name. Hopefully, it's not a clickbaity thing. Because if it is, and you're named your channel to try and get likes by being anti-cruise, you'll be out of here quicker than we can say lickety split. But I do like the name. I like it. It's kind of ingenious. But if you go down the route of that one guy who just says, I just did Freedom of the Seas and it was the worst cruise of my life, I'll know.
I go out
I'll
to these
know.
vlogs. I see the thumbnail, and it will be like the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah.
And
Everything
I
I hate about this and everything.
And I watched the whole thing. It was on a celebrity ship.
I'm not gonna lie. No, Larry, I don't like the name Controversial Cruising. You're predetermining that your cruise channel name is unpleasantries. Am I wrong
Maybe.
here, Larry?
I don't know. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt to figure out what the angle is. But back to, I was watching this vlog, the good, the bad, and the ugly of our celebrity cruise.
Yep.
And they get to the ugly. And you ready for this? They said, we didn't care for the chandelier in the atrium bar.
Who is this?
I don't really want to name them, but they both have the same letter in the name of their channel. And that was their ugly. The chandelier in the atrium bar.
Are we talking about Ship Life?
No. There's two letters and it's the same letter. You know, go down the alphabet: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I.
Oh.
And I'm like, I mean, if there's ever a bait to try to get you to watch, because
ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't
it's like-
nobody got time for that. This is why I stopped making videos, Larry, because of that bull crap. And I'm also lazy.
So, and of course, it was a 50-minute vlog, and it was, you know, at the very end. And that was their, I mean, here's the thing. I say this all the time. I've never been on a bad cruise. I've never been on a bad ship. There are things that I don't particularly care for, or I think could be better. But that's life. I mean, I don't care. That's life.
Yeah.
I mean, you play golf at my course, and I'll say, in the summertime, the tee boxes get kind of rough. You know, the fairways, the greens are beautiful, but the tee boxes get a little rough. Okay,
Yeah.
you can nitpick anything in life. So I don't let anything that get me that down about a negative or something I think I didn't like. But it's like the ugly. They had good, the bad, and then the ugly, and it was the chandelier in
Well,
the
wait.
atrium
If
bar.
the chandelier was the ugly, what was the bad?
Oh, just ridiculous things like you know, the shrimp cocktail weren't big enough. I don't remember. It was nonsense.
Oh, I can get behind that. If it was
And this-
Carnival, their shrimp cocktail is the worst thing in the history of the high seas.
But so, you know, you're watching this ship review, and you're like, this sounds amazing. I mean, everything they're talking about is so positive, so great. And then they'll say, and now for the bad.
Arnold Kump
And-
says, I refuse to book that ship because of that chandelier. I also wrote a letter to John Heald.
Well, this was celebrity, so John Heald's not going to respond to you. And it was a brand new celebrity ship. And anyway, it's like, if you want views that bad, it's like, I don't, you know what? I unsubscribe.
Yeah.
I unsubscribe because I don't want to watch that crap.
Well, you know
I just
why,
don't have
Larry?
time for it.
Because this is something that I'm starting to realize later in the mix. I know I catch a lot of crap because I don't edit vlogs. I saw John and Diamond, like, we're still waiting for the Alaska cruise vlog to come out. I catch a lot of flack for the lack of content, but I also know that when I put out content, nobody watches.
That's not
No,
true.
I don't mean it like that. I don't mean it like that. But if you're using the ship show as a gauge, you put anything other than text in the group, everybody scrolls past it. If you put a video in the group, that number cuts down by half. You put a link to a vlog that I made in the group, that number cuts down by 75%. 11 people enjoyed it. I understand the way of the world. People ain't got no time for it. They may click the link because it showed up as a suggestion on YouTube, but they're tuning out 30 seconds later. If you look at the analytics, it tells you this.
It tells you
80% of the people tuned out after 35 seconds. Ain't nobody watching, man. So I feel like
the ones that do are the ones that were on that cruise.
I agree.
I will tell you that, and you do a very good job. And people really that are on the cruise really like watching them. So
no, I totally agree, and I know what you're saying, but
you're not going to get 50,000 views. And these people that with their negative crap about nothing, that's all they're aiming for. They're not trying to entertain you. They're just trying to get views, and they give you these ridiculous things that they think are going to be this big negative.
Well, yeah,
it's always a negative
because it works. It works.
Yeah.
Oh, these are the things you don't do. But Larry, I really feel like we are stewards of the cruise community, and that's our role here. So whether I put out vlogs or not, I'll call out the JJs of the world who have latched on to the philosophy of negativity for their own financial gain. So yes, we are on fire.
Well,
What
here's
the heck?
my thing.
Caitlin just called me. I answered. Why did that not work?
I was going to say, I think I hear your phone ringing.
Yeah, I answered. She's going to be so mad at me now. There we go. Here we go. Hello.
Hello.
I thought you weren't live anymore.
We're here.
Said you were signing off.
I said we were getting ready to sign off. What are you doing?
I'm job site with.
Oh, as is usual, Larry, Caitlin's got a fantastic connection.
I said leaving a bid with Garrett.
You're leaving a bid with Garrett.
Yes,
What kind of bid?
a window bid. Oh yeah, sorry.
How come you're not coming through the thing? Can you call me on the phone? Sorry, Larry.
Oh, I'm just reading this. I'm so sorry. Lindy Lou's in the hospital.
What?
Yes. Look at your chat. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I hope you
Lindy
feel better.
Lou? What the heck's going on with Lindy Lou?
I'm trying to read it through my cracked screen.
All right.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
The question was, can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. How you doing, bird?
Tired. Hungry.
You're hungry?
Yeah.
Well, you're 8 months pregnant now.
No, I'm 9.
Well, you're 8 months and a couple weeks.
No, Saturday I'll be 9.
When's your due date?
The 28th.
Okay, you got that right.
I was right. I picked the Kevin Brubaker wants to know, Caitlin's hungry. What the heck is Garrett doing over there? Feed her. And mind you, this is coming from a man who just went through the most invasive surgery you could ever imagine. Kevin Brubaker, our thoughts and prayers go out to you.
Yes. Forgot about that.
What do you get
Yes.
done?
Huh?
What do you get done?
I'm not going to say it here, even though he posted it publicly. They took his butthole out.
Oh, that's awful.
But Kevin Brubaker is a true gentleman, and he said not yet. They haven't done that yet, but he's been going through some medical issues, and he's been in the hospital, and he's worried about your health. Garrett, take this girl to Burger King.
What did you say? Take this girl what?
Whopper Jr. with cheese.
Kevin Brubaker says he's never going to be butthurt again. Get it?
No, that was funny. That was funny.
So
He said that he'll never be butthurt again.
I just have to do something real quick, Caitlin, because I have a question for you.
What?
This goes out to a good friend of the ship show, Lindy Lou. I hope you know we all are thinking about you. Because right before Caitlin called, it was announced in the chat that Lindy Lou was in the hospital. I hope you're doing okay, Lindy Lou. I don't know what's going on, but this gives me a little agita. Thoughts and prayers for everyone in need of them. Specifically, Mr. Brubaker, Mrs. Smith, and I almost said Mrs. Lou. Oh, snap. So, we're coming home this weekend to see you, Bert.
You are?
Yeah, unless we shouldn't.
Well, I texted Kelly. She never texted me back, so I wasn't sure if you guys were coming or not.
Well, she heard that you might not be going to the wedding, or you're still going to the wedding. Or should we come home this weekend?
Yeah, we're just not going to stay long at the wedding, Garrett said.
Okay. Well, we're coming home Saturday. We'll see ya. And then after we return from the trip, we'll be on high alert. Most likely, when the word comes down that it's time, I will drive down separately, and Kelly and Stella will meet us after.
Right.
But the rooster is going to be a granddad, Papa Gok, if you will.
Very exciting times. Very
Yes.
exciting.
Yep. Mr. Z says, thanks for the well wishes for my dear Lindy Lou.
Yes.
So, what do you got to say there, Bird?
Thoughts and prayers for you all. I'm still really confused on what your question was that you said something about, but
What question?
I don't know. You said this is for you, or you said, hold on, Caitlin, I have a question, but first, and then you started going on and about Lindy Lou.
Yeah, Oh, yeah. My question was, are you going to the wedding? Should we not come home? What's going on? That was my question. But we're coming home Saturday morning. So we'll be in Ohio to see whether you're at the wedding or not.
Perfect, because I'll be home after the wedding.
Well, you'll be happy to know that Stella and I have embarked on a journey of watching all of the Marvel movies in sequential order starting Saturday evening. So you can watch Iron Man with
I'm okay.
Stella and I that night. No. We're talking about your sister, who's very upset because, try as she might, all the work that she's been doing in gymnastics has pulled her away from practicing for volleyball, and she made the B team. And now she has to give up her spot on the B team because their practices are during her volleyball practices. She's very upset. And probably could use a call from her big sister.
Yeah, Phil ignores my calls.
Well, she absolutely has to cancel volleyball this year because if she would have made the A team, their practice was an hour earlier. But she didn't, and so she's pretty upset. But anyway, I don't want to bring the live stream down, and we still have Larry here. So we will see you this weekend, Bird.
Happy birthday.
Okay. Thank you very much.
And I'll have you know that I'm presently working on a custom music box for Baby E that I'm building myself.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I really thought you were going to start going and guessing the baby's name again.
I wouldn't do that. I'm not stupid like that, Bird.
You text me every now and then of a few names.
What?
You text me about maybe twice a month, random names.
Yeah, but I don't put them out there publicly.
You're never going to guess it. Yeah, you'll never guess it.
Wait, were you lying to me about the name that you said?
Yes, I didn't. Why would I name my child that?
Oh my God. That really,
What?
I just paid $30 to have a damn cricket made with that name on it. I'm not kidding.
Better than 300.
He said Emerson. I said Elowen. He said love it.
This is an outright. Seriously.
Okay. I told my mom that the baby's name was Reagan, and she almost bought a whole bunch of stuff for her, too.
If that baby's name doesn't start with the letter E, you all are in trouble.
The name doesn't start with the letter D.
Wait, Caitlin, can you not hear what I'm saying?
Who? Caitlin?
Yeah, Caitlin keeps saying, what did he say? Can you not hear me?
No, she can't hear him anything.
Okay, well,
We're in Garrett's van and it's loud.
all right, Tess Alman wants to know if it's a boy or girl. It's a girl, Tess. I'm angry. I just spent $30. So in the past 3 weeks, I've spent $110. $80 for some stupid freaking water jugs that you needed, plus shipping, well, or with shipping. And now that I ordered a cricket with that name. Thanks. Well done. You're in trouble. I'll see you on Saturday.
All right, Dad, I love you. Elowen misses you.
Goodbye.
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 Larry!
That's a kick in the teeth. You probably have a custom-made bed already with the big initial E carved in the side.
I'm glad I didn't do the rocking chair, because that was like $450. It came with letter templates. I would have had to paint it on anyway. But I literally ordered a cricket for this music box that I'm making with that name that she sent me. And she was trolling me the whole time. I guess I get what I deserve. I stopped a troll, but gained a troll. Well done, Caitlin.
Well, you'll have a good trip. You have a good trip to visit your daughter on her birthday.
Larry, close this out. I've been yakking all night long. I know you had a lot to say, and I'm just terrible at...
That's all right. I have all kinds of notes, and we'll pick it up next week. And
we will be back next week, for sure.
We'll come back with some more of our ideas, and maybe we'll reach out to that old SAST group and see about collaboration again. You know, maybe it has to be 2030 the way they're going.
No, I'm pretty sure ship shows, sharing at sea, group cruises are a thing of the past. I think they looked at the analytics and they realized that they ain't got no time for us. Sharing at sea, ship show ended with pin the tail on the yak. I'm just kidding, Jimmy. You know I love you. I understand. But, for real, though, check this out, Larry.
Yes, I'm looking.
Look.
I'm looking.
Oh, God, wait. I'm going the wrong direction. Look over here.
Yes.
What do you see there?
See all kinds of stuff.
What do you see on the wall?
Oh, yeah.
You remember that? Yeah. That's like 8 foot by 6 foot, hanging up in the studio, pin the healed on the yak. And if you were to zoom in, you would see John Heald's face right in the buttholio area.
I remember that event very well. Yes. Very fun times.
Well, all I have to say is this, Larry. I feel like I talked over you the whole show.
No, you're fine.
And I'm really excited. I hope that you can find some time. Kevin Brubaker says it wasn't fun. I hope you can find the time between now and this fall for us to golf. Whether I come up that way or you come this way, I hope we can work that out. I'm excited to show you my aha moment. It's legit. It's real. I am striking the ball like a boss.
Okay.
But
the next time you see me, you're going to see me either live or in a video from JBJ.
And when is that? When do you leave?
Tomorrow.
All right. Enjoy yourself.
So the tournament was supposed to be, it is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So you could play like Friday, whatever. Anyway, we decided to go early and play golf. Well, our schedule comes out. We don't play our first game till Saturday at 9:00 at night.
You don't need.
So we're like, we can get in 18 on Thursday, 36 on Friday, and 18 on Saturday. So I don't know if it'll be tomorrow night or Friday night, but we'll go downtown and I will check this place out and I will put it out on our Facebook group.
I like it.
Tell you what I think.
I'm giving everybody a live view of the studio.
I see. Got a lot of stuff in there.
Let's see what's over here.
That's a pretty good 360 you got going on.
Yeah. All right, Larry.
Good to be back,
you, buddy.
Yes, and I can't.
We didn't even get to Bromania.
We'll cover that next week.
Yes, but let me just tell you something before we go.
Yep.
I'm getting sick and tired of the politics. I'm getting sick and tired of people thinking that they can influence someone's opinion one way or the other with their stupid Facebook post that they stole from some other stupid Facebook person that agrees with them. The problem with our society is we just try to placate those that we agree with without discussion, without community. We have disposed of our friends based on a presidential candidate who ain't gonna do jack diddly squat for me, you, them, or anyone else. Stop it! We love you all. We'll see you next week.
See you next week. Thanks for tuning in.